بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters, today we are going to continue our study of the kitab Safinat of Salat في الفقه الشافعي, the shape of the prayer. In the previous lesson, we studied the first condition of prayer, which is purification from impurities. In today's lesson, we move on to the second, third, and the fourth conditions of the prayer. So let us listen carefully and learn and understand these foundational rulings that every Muslim must understand in order for the prayer to be valid. الثاني الطهارة بالوضوء والغسل. The second condition is purification through wudu, ablution, and ghusl, the ritual bathing. After learning about purification from external and impurities, the Imam or the author now moves to purification from ritual impurity itself, and this is through wudu and ghusl. وأما الوضوء ففروضه ستة. As for wudu, it is obligatory acts or it is pillars are 6. So the Sheikh begins by detailing the obligations of wudu, because a person must know what is essential for it to be valid. الأول نية الطهارة للصلاة أو رفع الحدث أو نحوهما بالقلب مع أول غسل الوجه. Firstly, the intention is the intention of purification for prayer or for lifting a state of ritual impurity or the like, formed in the heart at the moment of the first washing of the face. So notice that the first obligation is not an outward action, but an inward one. The intention should be in the heart, although it is sunnah to say from your mouth, but you must intend by your heart. الثاني غسل الوجه من مبدأ تسطيح الجبهة إلى منتهى الذقن ومن الأذن إلى الأذن. So secondly is the second one is the washing the entire face from the beginning. This is the limit of the face, from the beginning of the forehead to the end of the chin, and from ear to ear. Here the author defines the precise limits of the face, so that no part of the obligation is neglected. إلا باطن لحية الرجل وعارضيه الكثيفين. However, and excluding the inner part of a man's thick beard and its sideburns. So this is an exception. The student must remember when dealing with thick facial hair. الثالث غسل اليدين مع المرفقين. Thirdly, you must wash both hands, including the elbows. This means the elbows themselves must be included in the washing. الرابع مسح أقل شيء من بشرة الرأس أو من شعره إذا لم يخرج الممسوح منه بالمد عن حد الرأس. Fourthly is wiping. Number 4 is to wipe even a small part of the skin of the head or its hair, with an important condition, provided that the hair wiped has not extended beyond the limit of the head. So in this obligation, even a small amount is sufficient, but it must be from within the proper boundary of the head. الخامس غسل الرجلين مع الكعبين. Fifthly, it is to wash both feet, or washing both feet, including the ankles. Again, the limit is clearly defined and the ankles must be included. السادس ترتيبه ترتيب الوضوء كما ذكرنا. Sixthly, it is observing the correct order as above mentioned. So it is not enough to wash the limbs. They must also be done in the proper sequence. ويجب في الوجه واليدين والرجلين غسل جزء فوق حدودهما من جميع جوانبها. It is obligatory when washing the face, hands and feet to include a small area beyond their defined limits or boundaries from all sides. This is done in order to ensure that the entire obligatory area has definitely been covered. So ما لا يتم الواجب إلا به فهو واجب. وأن يجري الماء بطبعه على جميع أجزائها. Furthermore, the water must flow naturally over every part of these limbs. So mere dampness or the fact or a state of being slightly wet is not enough. Actual flowing water is required. ويبطل الوضوء كل ما خرج من القبول والدبر عينا وريحا. Wudu is invalidated by number 1, anything that exits from the front or rear private parts, whether substance or wind. After mentioning the obligations of wudu, the author now explains what breaks it. ولمسهما ببطون الراحة أو بطون الأصابع من نفسه أو غيره ولو لولده الصغير. Number 2, that invalidates wudu is to touch these private parts with the inner palm or the inner surface of the fingers, whether one's own or others, even that of a small child. So this ruling is broad or very wide and includes both oneself and others. وتلاقي بشرتي ذكر وأنثى بلغا حد الشهوة ليس بينهما محرمية بنسب أو رضاع أو مساهرة بلا حائل. Number 3 that invalidates wudu is skin to skin contact between a male or a female who have reached the age of desire without any barrier, with the condition which is that there is no unmarriageable or mahram relationship between them through lineage or breastfeeding or marriage. This means the ruling applies only when these specific conditions are present. وزوال العقل إلا من نام قاعدا ممكنا حلقة دبره وما حولها. And finally it is the loss of aql, loss of consciousness, except in one specific case, which is a person who sleeps while seated firmly settled, such that the area of the anus and its surroundings remain closed. So the author ends this section with a final invalidator, while also mentioning its important exception. وأما الغسل فيجب على الرجل والمرأة إذا خرج لأحدهما مني في يقظة أو نوم ولو قطرة. As for ghusl, the ritual bath, it becomes obligatory upon both a man and a woman when semen is discharged from either of them, whether in a state of wakefulness or sleep, even if only a single drop. Having completed wudu, the author now turns to ghusl and begins by clarifying when it becomes obligatory. So he mentioned the first reason. And the second, وإذا أولجت الحشفة في دبر أو قبول وإن لم يخرج مني ولا وقع انتشار. Furthermore, it is the ghusl also becomes required and obligatory if the private parts come together, even if nothing comes out and there is no strong feeling. So ghusl may become obligatory even without discharge due to this cause alone. ويجب على المرأة إذا انقطع حيضها أو نفاسها أو ولدت ولو علقة. And the ghusl becomes obligatory upon a woman when her menstruation or monthly period or postnatal bleeding comes to an end, or she gives birth, even if what is delivered is only a clot. This completes the main causes that make ghusl or bathing obligatory. وفروض الغسل اثنان. The obligatory acts or pillars of ghusl are two. So unlike wudu, whose obligations are 6, the obligations of ghusl are only 2. الأول نية الطهارة أو رفع الحدث الأكبر أو نحوهما بالقلب مع أول جزء يغسله من بدنه. Number 1 is the intention of purification or lifting the state of major ritual impurity or the like, formed in the heart at the moment of washing the first part of the body. Again, intention comes first, showing its importance in all acts of purification. فما غسله قبلها لا يصح فيجب إعادة غسله بعدها. And pay close attention. Whatever is washed before making the intention does not count and must be washed again after the intention. So the timing of the intention is essential here. الثاني تعميم بدنه. Secondly, to ensure that the entire body is washed. This means no part of the body that must be washed can be left dry. فما غسله قبلها لا يصح. Likewise, anything washed before the intention is not valid and must be repeated. The author repeats this so the student does not overlook it. فيجب غسل باطن كثيف الشعر. Furthermore, it is obligatory to wash even within thick hair. So ghusl is more comprehensive than wudu in this respect. ويجب غسل ما يراه الناظر من الأذن وما يظهر حال التغوض من الدبر وطبقاته. And additionally, one must wash whatever is visible of the ear and whatever becomes exposed of the anus and its folds during relieving oneself. Here the author mentions a precise area so that the washing is complete and correct. وما يظهر من فرج المرأة إذا جلست على قدميها. Moreover, a woman must wash whatever becomes outwardly visible from her private area when she is in a natural sitting position. This is another example of the thoroughness required in ghusl. وباطن قلفة من لم يختن وما تحتها. And also for one who is uncircumcised, it is obligatory to wash the inner part of the foreskin and what lies beneath it. So every area that must be reached by water must in fact be reached. فيجب أن يجري الماء بطبعه على كل ذلك. Finally, water must flow naturally over all of these areas. And this completes the section on the second condition of prayer. الثالث دخول الوقت. والله أعلم وأحكم.